Coming up on Full Sail Live, March Madness invades the Amway Center. Sports reporter Calvin Coolidge shares a unique fan experience with us. Want to know what it's like to be at a live golf event? We're ready to show you. Hear the loud sounds and see the beautiful sights of the Orange County Invitational. They call the Daytona 500 the Super Bowl of NASCAR. We'll take you inside a day at the track to share the perspective of our students who got to cover the big race. Also, later we'll put a smile on your face with a wholesome story that'll make your day better and hit the bullseye. This is Full Sail Live. Hello and welcome into Full Sail Live. Alongside Cam Jenkins, I'm Carlos Rosado. Also ahead on the show, a college baseball tournament that goes way back.
But we begin with a famous basketball tournament that came to town. The Amway Center here in Orlando hosted the March Madness rounds of 64 and 32 for the first time since 2017. Fans came from all over the country to support their teams. We sent our field reporter Ryan Coolidge downtown to catch the festivities.
Thanks, Cam. This year, the March Madness tournament made its way down to Orlando. Fans from all across the country traveled here to support their families, their teams, and to experience the magic of March. I got the chance to talk to some fans here at the Amway Center before the round of 32 kicked off. Where are you guys from?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Tampa.
Toronto, Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
I'm from Atlanta.
From Atlanta.
Yeah, we're Mike Bothwell's uncle and aunt.
Our son, Josiah Jordan James, is number 30 on the team.
Why did you decide to come to Orlando to watch these games?
Honestly, it's just been like a bucket list thing for me.
Duke Nation, man. Duke all day, every day, man. Yes, sir.
Fans since we were young, and we did the regional game in Buffalo last year. This year decided that there might be better matchups in the South region, and we were right. The first round did not disappoint. Fantastic games.
What does the March Madness tournament mean to you guys?
You know, the March Madness, our son is a senior at the University of Tennessee, and 4 years of knowing that what it takes to be a part of March Madness is huge.
Since I was 10 years old, I've been watching March Madness when Ralph Sampson first played, and we've never missed a tournament since.
And love being in the atmosphere, and love bringing my son down, and we came down together to spend some father-son time, and just being in this atmosphere and all the hoopla of March Madness is just something we enjoy.
Reporting for Full Sail Live, I'm Ryan Coolidge.
It was a record crowd for the city of Orlando. It also brought the city in $5.9 million in publicity from the NCAA tourney. Total attendance for the Thursday and Saturday games was close to 50,000, the highest total of any of the previous 6 times Orlando has hosted the event.
The sights and sounds of the Daytona 500 are one of a kind. Race cars accelerate at speeds topping 200 miles per hour, creating noise that rivals military jet fighters. This year, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. claimed a double overtime victory after 3.5 hours of driving. We sent our own crew 60 minutes down the road to experience it in person. Let's just say they had 500 miles of fun.
It's race day. Let's go.
It's also 4:45 in the morning. Time to go pick up Nico. We have arrived. It is just after 7 in the morning, and we're gonna get ready to shoot some B-roll and enjoy race day.
Thank you. No problem.
174.
Just
What's up, guys? We are right here in the track of the Great American Race. My name is Nick Viegas. I'll be taking you behind the scenes today alongside my friend Zach.
Guys, we're literally on the track. The start-finish line is right here, and we ran into Fox reporter Jamie Little. She's right there in the action. Gordy, I get what you're talking about now. The race is finally over after 2 overtimes. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. first Daytona 500 ever, and it feels like his first win in forever.
Competition makes businesses better, like the Monday Night Wars between the WWF and WCW.
Absolutely, Cam. Vince McMahon changed his PG product to beat the brash extreme of Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff. And that's how the Attitude Era was born.
Well, last week, two golf rivals held their tournaments right here in our backyard. From the classy golf claps at PGA
to the loud, boisterous fans at Live Golf,
the prestigious Arnold Palmer,
and the hectic Orange County National.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational is viewed as a high-class event. That means fans weren't allowed to wear tennis or coaching apparel, and definitely no jeans, when they witnessed Kurt Kitayama win his first PGA Tour event. Kitayama finished 9 under 279. He walked out of the Arnold Palmer with the largest purse in the Invitational's history. The PGA listed the Arnold Palmer as a designated event, which means big money for the top golfers of the event. At an $8 million increase in payout, the largest increase in the event's history. And this was a direct result of the Live Tour and its massive purses.
Well, at Live, fans can wear their old school football jerseys and yell as loud as they can. There's a sharp contrast compared to the PGA, and the golfers love it. All these high-profile athletes competing for $4 million. For perspective, the winner of the Arnold Palmer Invitational only won $2.6 million. Brooks Koepka took home the Invitational, becoming the first golfer in history to win 2 Live tournaments.
I love golf. I've been watching it my whole life. I watched it on YouTube. Now I'm watching it on CW. And I'm watching it instead of the PGA because the PGA is boring to me.
A lot of kids are here, which I think that's great because it's going to pull the children in. And it's, you know, before I think people were afraid to bring the kids because they have to be quiet. But I saw so many kids here. It was amazing.
PGA Tour is very quiet, but, you know, Live Tour is golf but louder.
I'll be back next time they're in Orlando.
The 2023 Masters is the first time that Live and PGA players will be participating in the same event. The players themselves are mixing just fine.
The crowds, on the other hand, based on the booing, not everyone visiting Augusta is the fan of the 18 invited Live golfers. Coming up, we'll recap the 75th annual Rollins Baseball Week and provide a history lesson on college baseball's oldest tradition. Besides, y'all better not miss out on our first and only minor league team bracket. Full Sail Live is coming right back.
The growth of this school has been so gratifying to see, and it's only the beginning. From the start, I knew we were going to have a great faculty, great facilities, and great guests from the industry, but the most satisfying thing for me has been to see the excitement and the talents that our students display every single day. They are what makes this program special. We designed this program to be challenging, and the goal from the start was to mimic the industry our students would be entering. So we put them in real-world situations. You're covering live college sports. You're calling esports matches. You're working behind the anchor desk. And they've taken the challenges head-on. And now that hard work is paying off. We have graduates working all over the country in all facets of the industry, from on-air jobs at local stations to behind-the-scenes jobs at large companies. Our grads are taking the industry by storm. Can't wait to see where we go from here. If you want to be a sportscaster, if you want to break into this business, this is the place to be. New classes start every month. I hope you'll join us.
It didn't take long for the Central Florida Crusaders to become Orlando's new sports attraction. Both the men's and women's teams are ranked first and second in their leagues, but you'd probably never heard of them because it's the club's first season. The women's team is 7-4, currently in second place. Players Avila Gonzalez, Nicole DePerna, and Jordan Rowan contribute to a +7 goal differential. Meanwhile, the men's team runs the table. 11 games played, 11 wins, and an average of, 11 goals a match. Recently, the Crusaders took on the Fayetteville Fury. It was a dominating victory, including a huge game from midfielder Alexander Teixeira. Matthias Camargo, shots on target. Rodolfo Alvarez scores on the rebound. Crusaders lead 4-0. Second quarter, Fayetteville, Alexander Teixeira stalls defender, scores on the top left of the goal. Central Florida now up 7-0. Teixeira receives from Matthias Camargo, gives it back, quick score. Crusaders ahead 9-0. Early fourth quarter, Teixeira to Rafael Tavares and back for the goal. His fourth of the day, Crusaders up 13-2. Avilar shot past Fury goaltender, 14-2 Central Florida. And last but not least, to finish it off, Alvarez, another one. Central Florida Crusaders go on to win 17-4. The Crusaders have 4 games left before the playoffs. They'll travel north to play the Memphis Americans before splitting home fields with the Tampa Bay Strikers. Ticket prices for the last home game are at Edition Financial Arena, starting at $20.
Last week. And now he wants another RBI walk-off. Mason Wilson, his first career walk-off hit for the Rollins Tars.
A signature win for Rollins in their classic baseball week. The oldest regular season tournament in college baseball comes through Winter Park. Rollins Baseball Week was originally created by legendary Rollins head coach Joe Justice in 1948. It was an opportunity for the Tars to face some nationally prominent teams in early season competition. D1 teams no longer participate in the event. 75 years later, though, it's still a great week of baseball, and this year was no different. Rollins went 4-1 on the weekend. They played Saginaw Valley State University, Notre Dame College, and the University of Minnesota Crookston. Joey Rubin led the Tars with 9 hits in the 5 games. They outscored their opponents 40-17. The highlight moment was when the walk-off win we showed when freshman Mason Wilson delivered his first career RBI, a walk-off single in the 10th for Saginaw Valley.
Across town, UCF has built its own tradition of winning baseball. Although the Knights haven't been around as long as Rollins, they've made 10 NCAA regional tournament appearances.
At 17-14, this year's team has some work to do if they want to play in the tournament. However, Ben McCabe, who leads the team with a .374 batting average, is doing all he can. Our Colby Sims sat down with the Knights backstop to find out more about McCabe's role on the team.
No. What is your walk-up song?
My walk-up song. Okay, so this year I'm rocking with Ride With Me by Nelly.
Why is that?
It gets the people going, gets me going, you know. Through the years, I've learned that for a walk-up song, it's got to have 2 things, right? One, it's got to be something that you like that kind of gets you going because, you know, it's your song, right? But 2, it's got to be getting the people in the crowd going. You can't have something that's going to, you know, make them not get up or not happy. So you get something they sing along with or a song they like, they start bobbing their head, and, you know, they might cheer for you a little more.
When you're at the box, when you step in, you have a routine. Like some people double tap the play, some people, you know, what's
so I got like a little mix of things. So like I said, I'll walk up with my bat on the shoulder, I'll be walking a little bit, you know, look at the pitcher, kind of wait for him to see if he breaks eye contact with me or not.
Yeah,
you know, I'll draw a little G in the ground for my grandpa who passed away a little bit ago, and then I'll draw a cross. You know, walk to the plate, like kind of spin my bat, kick the dirt a little bit, make a little spot in the back corner, and then I kind of do like a little stretch where I put the bat over my back shoulder, bring my bat up, look at the T in the word Easton, and then take a deep breath and get ready to go.
What advantages do you have as a catcher and a hitter when you're in the play?
The biggest thing is I'm going to say is knowing the zone, right? Like, a big benefit of being a catcher and, you know, on the home team is that you kind of get an idea of what the umpire zone's going to be for the night, because everyone's zone is different. You know, some might be wide, some might be really tight. So just have an idea of like, all right, like, hey, this guy's going to be pretty generous tonight. So if you see the ball off, you got to know it's a strike, and I can tell my teammates that so they're not flustered or frustrated at the plate.
How long have you been a catcher? Has it always been a catcher?
No, so I actually didn't start catching until my freshman year of high school. So this would be in 2014. My high school coach came up to me and said, "Hey man, like I want you to start working behind the dish." So that's what I ended up doing. My brother was a catcher. I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. Like I'll give it a shot. I'll see what it is." And then started catching my freshman year, and it was not too good. I was pretty bad actually. I caught a little bit in the fall, and then we played like a little season there. And then one of the first games I caught him, I got pulled after like the second inning because I just missed so many baseballs and I couldn't catch. And I was like, man, maybe I should have been a catcher.
What's your favorite thing about being a catcher?
Just being a leader out there, man, and working with the pitchers. I love that aspect of it. Having a positive influence on them and reminding them to stay in the zone and stuff. And then along with too, trying to catch the pitches and make them look like strikes, like making the strikes look like strikes and the balls look like strikes. You get to do that every pitch. Not everyone in the field gets to do that. So,
what's the biggest impact you have on your pitchers?
I think just being a leader and reminding them to stay in the minute. A lot of times it can be tough if they let up a home run or a hit or something in a big scenario. So you just remind them, like, hey man, like next pitch, all right? Like just forget about the last one, get to the next pitch.
Normally when you name your team, you want to find something that's aggressive or threatening, something that's going to strike fear in the hearts of your opponents.
But not minor league baseball. MILB teams tend to be a lot more creative. Today we wanted to do something fun as well, so we're ranking the top MILB team names. First matchup, Montgomery Biscuits versus the Hartford Yard Goats. Winner, put the Biscuits in the basket.
Next, it's a close one. We have the Sugarland Space Cowboys versus the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Winner on this one, Carlos, we're going to space. Space Cowboys.
But I liked the Sod Poodles.
I know you like the Sod Poodles, but we talked about this in the back.
Yeah. Over on the other side of the bracket, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies versus the Akron Rubber Ducks. Obviously, the winner here is the Rubber Ducks. I mean, when I was a little kid and my mama made my bubble bath for me, I used to play with all these rubber ducks. Like there was a football one and a baseball one, but yeah, anyway.
Our final first-round matchup is the Rocket City Trash Pandas versus the Florence Y'alls. I love myself a trash panda, sure, everybody does, but there's no way we can deny the Y'alls on this one. Not at all.
On to the final four, the Biscuits versus the Space Cowboys. The Biscuits may be sweet, but they're not sweeter than Sugarland. Space Cowboys advance.
The Rubber Ducks face off against the Y'alls in the semifinal, and as great as Carlos's Rubber Duck story was, y'all know I'm going with Florence on this one, right? Come on.
In the final round of our MILB tournament, in the Sugarland Space Cowboys up against the Florence Y'alls. This was a heated discussion, but at the end of the day, y'all know who we had to pick as the victor, so long Space Cowboys. The Florence Y'alls are officially the best team in all of minor league baseball.
Still ahead on Full Sail Live, Central Florida sports footprint continues to grow. We'll show a women's football league that is doing big things. And a number of little people got to take big swings at the Live Golf Tournament. You'll see for yourself when we come back on Full Sail Live.
The growth of this school has been so gratifying to see, and it's only the beginning. From the start, I knew we were going to have a great faculty, great facilities, and great guests from the industry, but the most satisfying thing for me has been to see the excitement and the talents that our students display every single day. They are what makes this program special. We designed this program to be challenging, and the goal from the start was to mimic the industry our students would be entering. So we put them in real-world situations. You're covering live college sports. You're calling esports matches. You're working behind the anchor desk. And they've taken the challenges head on. And now that hard work is paying off. We have graduates working all over the country in all facets of the industry, from on-air jobs at local stations to behind-the-scenes jobs at large companies. Our grads are taking the industry by storm. Can't wait to see where we go from here. If you want to be a sportscaster, if you want to break into this business, this is the place to be. New classes start every month. I hope you join us.
The Orlando Anarchy prepare to kick off their 13th Women's Football Alliance season. The Anarchy ranked second in the WFA in scoring last year, averaging 41.6 points per game. Returning quarterback receiver duo Chandis Hunter and Jordan Lavender led the team into 2023. They had the 5th best passing offense last year. They missed the playoffs in 2022, but the Anarchy have been at the top of the WFA before. They've won 2 Division III championships in the league, which has been in existence since 2010. Orlando kicks off the 2023 season on April 22nd. The Florida High School 7-on-7 Battle of the Ballers took place on March 4th at Lake Howell High School. The 7-on-7 Association was established to help local high school players stay conditioned in the offseason. The tournament goes a long way in establishing the type of character the coaches of Wekiva Mustangs are looking for in their players.
That's big. Like, it set the tone for us, especially with the trajectory that we trying to take the program in. We put in a lot of hard work, countless hours on the phone with the kids, on and off the field, making sure they character right, making sure they carry themselves like young men. So if you win off the field, we feel like we can win on the field.
The 7-on-7 Cup Series is in its 9th week, and the Plant Panthers sit on top of the leaderboard. Don't count out the Wekiva Mustangs, though. They are right behind their tails, only 4 points behind.
For the Palmer brothers, being a quarterback is a family business. Carson, former #1 pick turned 3-time Pro Bowler, had a better-known playing career, while Jordan converted his signal calling knowledge to be the nation's top position guru. Last Saturday, Orlando was a stop in the former journeyman QB Summit Tour. So we sent 0-star flag football quarterback Wyatt Williams to get a closer look at the family business.
Money, dude. QB coach and former pro Jordan Palmer is hosting the QB Summit Tour, a camp designed to transform quarterbacks' mental, physical, and emotional side of the game. Palmer designed the camp tour for travel purposes and to help prospects advance their skills.
The message and the goal of the camp is to simplify this really complicated, complex position. Right? There's so much stuff going on, offense, defense, mechanics, this, that. And I got a gift at being able to simplify it and get guys good at the really simple elements of the game so they can take their game to the next level.
The tour will have 8 stops across the country from February through July. 3 stops in California, and 1 stop in each Vegas, Orlando, Houston, DC, and Chicago. Palmer wants the tour to make a difference in the lives of all prospects who attend on the field and off.
Whether it's my nephew, it's a kid, it's a guy winning a Super Bowl or a Heisman, I love just seeing meaningful change happen. And I really love when you see those guys use their platform to impact people around them, whether that's their community, their team, their family, their fan base. That's the part that feels the best.
Jordan Palmer was a 4-year starter at UTEP and a 7-year NFL QB. He works with quarterbacks from the age of 10 all the way up to NFL MVPs. Some of the signal callers that Palmer has worked with are Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and many, many more.
There's not any quarterback trainers like Jordan in the country yet. He's revolutionized the way quarterbacks move and stuff, and I just wanted to come out and get access to that.
The tour consists of many on-field drills. Also, a presentation to break down some of the most important things about being a QB and a leader in the community.
As a subset of people, it's the most influential young men in our country. In a lot of cases, it's the most popular kid in school. It's the most popular kid on his team. In college, it's big man on campus, and in the NFL, it's some of the most marketable and recognizable athletes on the planet.
From Lake Brantley High School in Orlando, Florida, I'm Wyatt Williams with Full Sail Live.
The Majestics Golf Club launched its Little Sticks charity initiative on March 30th.
The event was unveiled at the Live Golf Tournament and is aimed at helping train a new generation of golfers. Let's take a closer look at the fun and festivities.
Wonderful stuff there from the Majestics Golf Club, Carlos.
I mean, the fact that the Majestics golfers dress themselves up as Velcro targets for those kids to hit them, that shows the humility those guys have.
And that's why I love that we like to end on a happy story. Thank you all for watching today. I'm Cameron Jenkins.
And I'm Carlos Rosado. We'll see you next time on Full Sail Live.